What is good, guys and gals? It's your boy, the anime connoisseur, back at it again with another banger for y'all. And today, we are going to be reviewing the latest, the greatest installation into the franchise that is Demon Slayer. Yes, I am talking about Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. And today, we're going to review it because this movie was just absolute cinema. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the review. On the 12th of September, I went to watch the Demon Slayer movie at my local cinema with my friend. I had the privilege of watching the movie in IMAX, which was just insane. Shout out to my boy Pierre. You know, he's a real one. Naturally, the cinema was mostly packed, and quite a few people were dressed up in cosplay of different characters from the series, which is always nice to see. Seeing the turnout, the cosplay, and just the hype around the movie just reminded me of how popular and beloved Demon Slayer really is. People online like to dunk on Demon Slayer for being mid and it's carried by its animation, which can skew one's perception of the show's popularity. But in actual fact, Demon Slayer is one of the most popular anime of this generation. I would even go as far as to say that Demon Slayer is the poster boy of mainstream anime, and this movie shows us why. It has amazing fight choreography, tension, emotional moments, and even some humor sprinkled in there. It really is the full experience. Let's talk about the animation and just the whole production of this movie because it was just on a different level. This has to be some of Ufotable's greatest work. I know that they've done some crazy stuff in the Fate series, but since I haven't watched it, I cannot truly say much on that front. I can, however, speak in terms of Demon Slayer. And even talking from Demon Slayer standards, this movie was just on another level. Granted, it is a movie, so this was to be expected, but it was still so good. One of the things or the techniques that was used quite a lot in this movie was the use of 2D characters and 3D backgrounds. A technique that a few of you may be familiar with if you watch Lord of the Mysteries, which also makes use of this technique extensively. With the Infinity Castle being the setting for the movie, it makes sense why this is the case. The scenery in the castle is almost constantly changing, and it would be almost impossible to do it all in 2D. I really enjoy this blend of 2D and 3D because it easily differentiates the characters from the environment, making them stand out more. What made the images pop even more was the fact that I watched it in IMAX, which made the movie look that much better. The picture was just so crispy. My eyes could not get enough of it. Ufotable really outdid themselves with this film, and I hope they continue to bring this quality to the remaining two films. Another aspect of the film that I really enjoyed was the music. As a classical musician myself, I really appreciated the orchestral themes in this movie. I never truly realized how good the Demon Slayer soundtrack was until I watched this movie. The two main themes featured in the movie being A World Where the Sun Never Rises by Aimer and Shine in the Cruel Night by Lisa are excellent tracks that really set the tone for this movie. As I said, there was quite a lot of orchestral music, and it was often accompanied by a choir or a singer of some kind, mixed in with some modern electronic music, which was mostly useful or mostly reserved for the fight scenes. But the music in this film was really good. It elevated every scene. It made the emotional scenes that much more emotional and the fight scenes even more epic. Seeing as this is a spoiler free review, I'm limited in what I can say about the plot of the film, but it is quite simple. Basically, this is just Demon Slayer in its purest form. There's nothing really out of the ordinary in terms of what you would expect from Demon Slayer when it comes to story. The Demon Slayer core are just trying to kill anime Michael Jackson. It's as simple as that. I will also add that there are quite a few emotional scenes in this movie as we get flashbacks for quite a few characters in the movie, which were really well done as they get straight to the point and do not overstay their welcome. Ultimately, this film is definitely worth the hype, and I highly recommend that you go watch it in IMAX if possible. The trilogy is off to a good start with this first film, and I just cannot wait to see what Ufotable has in store for us for the remaining two films. That's all from me, folks, and see you in the next one.